Take a deep breath. You are here for a reason. It wasn't by chance that you arrived at this moment. I guided your steps to this very word. I know every part of your life. I was with you from the beginning, watching over you from the time you were born. Every moment of your journey, I was there. Even on the days when you felt lost, walking without purpose, I was there, looking after you, preparing the path ahead. You didn't come to this point by accident. I brought you here because there is something important for you, something meant to be released into your life at just the right time. This isn't just any message. This is a divine moment. It's a call to remind you of who you truly are in my eyes. You are not your mistakes, your failures, or your past rejections. You are my beloved child, held carefully in my hands. I remember the times you felt alone, when you just needed a sign that I was still there. I want you to know, I was never far away. I've been with you all along, writing your story, even in the quiet moments. No tear went unnoticed. No struggle was missed. And today, I tell you, I've never stopped caring for you. You are here not by accident, but by design. What you saw as delays were moments of preparation. What you thought were closed doors were acts of protection. What you saw as failure was part of my plan to make you stronger. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. I made a way for you, even when it seemed impossible. If you are hearing me now, it's because this is the moment I've chosen to speak to your heart directly. My child, I see you not with human eyes, but with eternal eyes. I see not just what you have already lived, but also the life ahead of you. I see not only your failures, but the wonderful future I've already planned for you. I see not just your weaknesses, but a strength within you that I am going to awaken. This is the time to wake up to the truth of who you are in me. You were not meant to wander through life. You were meant to shine. You were not meant to be ruled by fear. You were meant to carry hope. You were not born to live in darkness. You were born to reflect my glory. That's why today, I declare that this is the start of something new. You didn't come back to this place by accident. You didn't hear this word by chance. I have been preparing this moment to give you guidance and understanding. Feel my presence with you now. I want you to know that everything that has happened up to now has not been pointless. Every moment, every detail was part of a plan far beyond what you can understand. You don't need coincidences to believe in me. All you need is to open your heart and see that I am the God who makes everything work for the good of those who love me. Don't doubt my love for you. Don't doubt my care. Don't doubt my plan for you. Today I am telling you, you are chosen, you are called, you are set apart. It doesn't matter if others didn't see you for who you truly are. I see you. It doesn't matter if others rejected you. I accepted you. And it doesn't matter if you've forgotten your worth. I have never forgotten. Your life is written in my eyes. Your name is in my hands. I am the God who sees, the God who hears, the God who speaks. And today, I speak to remind you that you are mine, and you always have been, and always will be. Now I ask you to take an act of faith. In this moment, declare that you receive this message. Write your surrender as a sign that you believe you are here for a reason, not by accident, but by my divine plan. Do it not because it's a habit, but because you are convinced that this marks a new chapter in your life. Every word that touches your heart today will grow and in time become a living testimony to my faithfulness. I want you to understand that everything happening right now is not by chance. From the very beginning of your journey, I've seen the quiet struggles you face. especially those that others could not see. I saw the doors that closed before you, the moments when you felt there was not enough, when fear gripped your heart, and you didn't know how you would make it through the next day. I was with you in every moment of pain, collecting your sighs and saving your tears like precious seeds. Today, I declare that the time of lack is ending, and a time of abundance is beginning to unfold before you. This is not because of your own strength or efforts, but because of my eternal love for you. I have decided to pour out a new blessing and provision over your life. What others saw as small, unimportant, or insufficient will be multiplied by my hand. I am the God who multiplied bread in the desert, who made water flow from a rock, who provided manna to my people. In the same way, I will provide for you. There will be no shortage in your home, no emptiness I cannot fill. I am your provision, your endless source. My child, do not worry about tomorrow. I know anxiety has often stolen your peace, making you fear defeat. But I want you to know that no crisis can stop the fulfillment of my promises to you. No earthly situation can limit my power to bless you. When I decide to open the heavens over your life, nothing can prevent the flow of favor I will pour out. What once seemed uncertain will bloom like a garden. What once appeared barren will bear fruit in abundance. What once seemed impossible will be unlocked by my hand. You have looked at what you have and thought it was too little to be enough. But today I tell you, in my hands, what seems small becomes much. The smallest seed, watered with faith, can grow into a harvest beyond your imagination. Do not focus on the scarcity. Look to me. I am the one who calls into existence what has not yet appeared, as though it already existed. I am the one who makes a way where there seems to be no way. I am the one who brings light to solutions where you saw only impossibilities. I am the God of multiplication, and I want you to know that multiplication has already started in your life. I know the nights when you questioned whether it was worth continuing, when you wondered if your efforts would ever be noticed. I saw every moment of tiredness, every quiet decision to keep believing, even when it seemed there was no reason to do so. And today, I tell you that not a single effort has been wasted. Every step of faithfulness, every act of persistence, every tear mixed with hope had been recorded in my sight. I will not forget what you have sown in silence. I will not let go unnoticed what you have given with a pure heart. The time for your reward has come. Prepare yourself, because even in this season, I will open doors for you. Doors no one can shut. Paths that once seemed impossible will be revealed. People you never expected will become instruments of favor. Resources that once seemed out of reach will now come to you. And it will not be just so you can survive, but so you can live fully, knowing that it was I who made it happen. Do not mistake my work for mere luck or coincidence. I am the author of your story, and I am the one writing the new chapter that begins now. I want you to understand something important. I care about more than just your spiritual life. I also care about your material needs. I am the God of heaven, but I am also the God of the earth. I care about the practical things in your life, the food you put on your table, the bills you need to pay, the dreams you have in your heart. Nothing in your life is too small for me. If I feed the birds in the sky and clothe the lilies in the field, how could I not care for you, my precious child? Rest, for my provision is already in motion. Now I ask you to do something in faith. Do not keep this word to yourself. I brought you here to receive this promise, but also to be a channel for it in the lives of others. Share this message with someone who needs to hear that scarcity is not the end, but the start of a time of abundance. Do this as an act of obedience. as someone who spreads hope into the life of another. Just as I am pouring favor into your life, I want to reach others through you, those who still don't believe I can change their situation. And know this, silence has never meant I have abandoned you. In those days when the sky seemed covered with clouds, I was working behind the scenes in your life. While you thought nothing was happening, I was busy aligning paths, moving things into place, preparing hearts, and creating space for something much bigger than you could imagine. Do not mistake my silence for not caring. Instead, understand it as love. Because in the moments when you felt forgotten, I was carefully writing the unseen details of your story. I know how many times you wondered if waiting was truly worth it. I heard your quiet prayers, the ones you spoke through tears when you no longer had strength for many words. I felt the pain in your waiting and saw the burden on your heart. But today I want you to know, nothing you experienced was in vain. The time of silence was a time of growth, a time when I was preparing you to handle what you asked for. I am not a God who withholds, I am a God who prepares. And when you thought you were running late, I was actually strengthening you so you could handle what you were about to receive. I am the one who opens doors that no one can shut. Today, I declare that new doors are opening before you. Places that once seemed out of reach will now be accessible by my grace. People you never expected will cross your path to help with the plan I have for you. Obstacles that seemed unmovable will be cleared away, because when I decide to move, nothing can stand in my way. What seemed stuck will start moving. What seemed lost will be found again. What seemed impossible will become possible. Know that it's not about your own strength or human effort, but about my divine favor. It's not only about what you can achieve, but about what I have decided to place in your hands. And everything I give you is meant to stay, not to be lost. So do not fear the next steps. Do not be afraid when changes start to happen. Every detail has already been planned by me. Every connection has already been set up. I go ahead of you, and all you need to do is trust. I also want you to know that your faithfulness has not been overlooked. I saw you choose to keep believing, even when you didn't see immediate results. I saw you stay strong, even when doubt tried to take over. I saw you hold on to hope, even when you were tired. And today, I tell you, I reward faithfulness. Every step of faith, every act of perseverance, every silent prayer was seen by me. And now I bring you the reward for what you sowed during your waiting time. The doors I will open are not just ordinary opportunities. They are doors with purpose. They won't come to distract you, but to guide you closer to the destiny I've planned for you. I will open paths where you thought there were only walls. I will heal relationships that seem broken beyond repair. I will bring the resources you once thought were out of reach. But most importantly, I will show you that the silence wasn't wasted. It was a time of preparation. I waste nothing. I turn everything into lessons, strength, and growth. Today, I ask you to see the silence in a new light, not as absence, but as strategy, not as delay, but as protection, not as neglect, but as love. The silence was the soil where I planted seeds that were invisible at the time but are now starting to grow and bloom. And when the fruits begin to appear, you will know it wasn't just by chance, but because of my constant care for you. My child, prepare yourself, because what lies ahead is far greater than anything you've left behind. What I am opening for you cannot be shut by anyone. What I am giving to you cannot be taken away. What I am revealing to you cannot be misunderstood. This is the time when my powerful hand will clearly show itself in your life. Walk forward with faith, knowing that I am with you every step of the way. Now, I ask you for a simple act, but one that carries great meaning. Show your faith and stay connected with what I am doing. Like this message and subscribe to continue receiving the words I have prepared for you. Do this as a declaration that says, I choose to stay, I choose to trust. I choose to keep listening to God's voice. Each time you align with my word, you make room for me to reveal even more of my purpose in your life. I saw every tear that fell when no one else was around. I know the pain you never shared, the hurt that stayed hidden in your heart. I was there every night when you were tired, without answers, with a heavy soul. I heard your silent sighs and the questions you never dared to ask. Nothing escaped my attention. Not even the battles you fought alone were unnoticed. I was there in every detail, even when you didn't realize it. I know the times you felt forgotten, the moments when you believed no one cared about you, and the times when the weight of it all felt too heavy, making you feel invisible among the crowd. But I want you to understand one important truth. You were never invisible to me. You were never alone. Even when everyone else left, I stayed right beside you, supporting you when you had no strength left. I saw the pain behind your smiles. I saw you encourage others when you were empty inside. I saw the struggle to stand strong when everything around you told you to quit. Every silent effort you made did not go unnoticed. You were not ignored. Heaven moved every time you cried in secret. Because I am the God who cares, the Father who doesn't let a single tear go to waste. In the moments when the silence was loud, I was working. In the moments you felt I was far away, I was actually closer than ever. In the nights your soul cried out for help, I gathered every tear, even if you couldn't hear my reply. Do not mistake the absence of visible signs for abandonment. My love for you isn't shown by what you see, but by the certainty that I am never far. You must understand that I know the deepest parts of your heart. I know the memories that still hurt, the pains you wish you could forget, and the words that still sting. I know the loneliness you feel, even when you're surrounded by others. I know the emptiness that seems to grow inside you, the fear that you're not enough, the feeling that you don't belong. I know every shadow that tries to dim your hope, and yet I tell you, you are valuable to me. I was there when no one else would. When doors closed, I stayed. When you were rejected, I accepted you. When you doubted yourself, I declared over you a worth that can never change. You are not defined by the losses you faced or the wounds you carry. You are defined by my love, a love that never fails, never fades, and never leaves you. Remember the times you thought you couldn't go on, but you did, and you survived. Who do you think was lifting you up all this time? Who do you think gave you the strength to keep going, even when you thought you had none left? Who provided enough hope to help you take that next step forward? It was me. I was quietly there, giving you strength and resilience you never knew you had. It wasn't luck, and it wasn't by chance, it was my steady care for you. I also know the questions that still stir in your heart. Why me? Why this pain? Why the silence? I understand every one of them. And while many answers didn't come as quickly as you hoped, none of those questions were ignored. I don't dismiss your heart's questions, and I don't judge your humanity. I love you just as you are, with all your doubts, weaknesses, and fears. My love is not based on your perfection. It's unconditional. Remember this. I never grew tired of you. I never saw you as a burden, and I never turned my back on you. I celebrated every small victory you achieved. I cried alongside you in every moment of pain. There were times I stayed silent, but I was never absent. Even when it seemed like I wasn't acting, I was preparing everything so that, at the right time, you would see how much I've always held you in my hands. Today, I remind you, you are not alone, and you never have been. I am your shelter in the cold, your friend when everyone else leaves, and your comfort when the pain feels unbearable. Don't be fooled by what you feel in the moment. Trust in what I am telling you. I am faithful, and my love is everlasting. I recognize every step of your journey, and even though you thought you were walking alone, remember it was my hands that kept you going until now. I am the God who brings life to the dead, who restores what seemed lost, and who changes what appears impossible to human eyes. I know the areas in your life that feel empty, dry, and hopeless. I know the dreams you thought you lost, and the promises you set aside because you didn't think they would ever happen. I know the strength that ran out, but today I declare that nothing I have planned for you will remain lifeless. What seemed over is about to come to life again. I saw your faith grow weak, and I know you began to doubt that some things could still happen. But today I declare they will. I saw when you gave up on waiting because the time felt too long, but time is never my limit. I am not bound by human seasons. I don't rely on calendars to act. When I say something will come to life, no one can stop it. When I speak something into being, nothing can prevent it. I am the God who calls what doesn't exist into existence. I am the same God who said, "Let there be light," when there was only darkness, and light appeared. If I can turn chaos into order, breathe life into dry bones, and make a desert bloom, why wouldn't I do the same with your life? I am not limited by what you see. Where you see lack, I see plenty. Where you see death, I see life. Where you see obstacles, I see chances to show my glory. What seemed lost is actually the place where I will show that nothing is impossible for me. I know you've been through difficult times. There were pains that made you question your faith. There were words that hurt and caused doubt. There were failures that made you feel unworthy. But I want you to understand, I specialize in turning impossible situations around, in changing what seems hopeless into a story of victory. I have already begun to move what was stuck. I have already started to restore what you thought was lost. I have already begun to breathe life into what seemed hopeless. I know you have doubts. I know that part of you wants to believe, but another part is afraid of disappointment. But remember, faith isn't the absence of fear. Faith is choosing to believe even when you have doubts. Faith is the key that opens doors to what seems impossible. Today I invite you to use your faith, not just to believe quietly, but to declare openly that you trust I can change your life. Faith must be lived, spoken, and shared. Every time you take a step of faith, something invisible happens. Every time you choose to believe, chains are broken, walls come down, and bonds are loosened. Faith moves my heart. Faith opens the heavens. Faith makes the impossible visible. This is what I want you to experience now. I don't just want you to listen. I want you to respond. I don't just want you to receive. I want you to act. What seemed dead in you will come back to life. Hope will be reborn. Dreams will rise again. Promises will blossom. The future that looked lost will shine bright once more. No matter how much time has passed, no matter how many people have told you that it's too late, no matter how many voices have said you couldn't make it, I am greater than all those voices. I am greater than time itself. I am greater than death. Today, I declare to you, rise up, for where there was once death, there is now life. Now, I want you to take a simple yet powerful step of faith. Write 7,777 in the comments as a symbol of your activated faith. This number stands for fullness, victory, and the fulfillment of what once seemed impossible. By writing it, you are not just typing. You are declaring to the heavens that you believe in the power of resurrection, that you trust I am the God who gives life to the dead. Do this in response to my voice, as a sign that today you have chosen to believe again. I am the God without limits. My power is not limited to one area of your life. I am complete, and everything I do is complete. I do not just heal part of you, I restore you entirely. I see the wounds on your body, but I also see the pain hidden deep in your soul. I know the battles you face in your thoughts and the worries about bills that keep you up at night. Nothing escapes my sight, and everything is under my mighty hand. I am the one who heals your health. I know the diagnosis you were given, the pain that seems unending, the nights when rest was far from you. I know the times you feared what the future held, thinking that sickness would have the final say. But today, I declare that it is not medicine that will write the end of your story. I am the one who writes the ending. Medicine has limits, but my word has no limits. Where human help fails, my voice reaches. Where science can't solve, my power works. I say to your body, live. I say to your cells, recover. I say to the weak, be strong. I am life, and today I breathe life into you. I also see the pain in your relationships. I know the hurt caused by harsh words, the doors slammed by betrayal, and the weight of rejection you carry. I know the emptiness left by those who walked away, the loneliness that cried out inside you, and the fear of trusting again. But I am the God who rebuilds what is broken. I am the God who heals broken hearts. I am the God who makes things bloom again, even where only ashes were left. I am restoring relationships, healing memories, releasing forgiveness, and lifting the burden of rejection. You are not defined by what others said about you. You are defined by what I say about you, loved, accepted, and valued. I also want to speak into your financial life today. I know the weight you carry when you see scarcity. I understand the sleepless nights spent worrying about bills. I know the opportunities that slipped away and the shame of not being able to provide. But today, I declare that you will no longer live in lack because I am your source. I am the one who opens the doors to provision. I am the one who sends resources from places you never expected. I am the one who takes what seems small and makes it overflow. The crisis doesn't have control over you, because your finances don't rely on the world's economy, they rely on heaven. When I say I will restore, it is already happening. When I promise I will open doors, the key is already in my hand. When I declare transformation, I have already mapped out every detail of what's to come. I am faithful, and I do not change. I do not take back my promises. Just as rain falls to water the earth, my promise will come down and accomplish everything it was meant to do. So trust in me. Don't focus on the size of the problem. Focus on the size of the God who cares for you. Don't get caught up in the diagnosis, the past, or the statistics. I am not limited by what the world says. I am the God who creates new paths. What once seemed like a dead end will become a door to your victory. What once seemed lost will return to you with honor. What once seemed weak will be strengthened by my hand. Now, I invite you to join in what I am doing. Don't keep to yourself what I am releasing. Share this message as an act of faith and hope. Share it so that those who are sick, hurting, in debt, or lonely can also hear this word of restoration. I have chosen you not only to be restored, but to be a channel of restoration. By sharing this message, you become an instrument of my love and a living testimony of my power. I want you to hear this clearly. You are not your past. You are not the mistake you made, nor the cruel words spoken to you. You are not the rejection you faced or the failure you thought defined you. I do not see you the way the world sees you. I do not define you by your mistakes or setbacks. I define you by the eternal purpose I placed within you long before you were born. Before any pain marked your life, before anyone judged you, I had already written the story of who you would be. I called you loved, I called you victorious, I called you to a future full of hope. I am not limited by the labels others have placed on you. I am the one who breaks chains and removes false identities. You are not an accident. You are not just a collection of failures. You are a masterpiece, created with intention, made for something greater. I know that often you have believed the lies the world told you. I know you've let negative words take root in your heart and you've carried too much guilt, thinking you would never be enough. But I want you to know that in me you have already been washed, restored, and made new. No condemnation can stand against my grace. No accusation can defeat my forgiveness. When I look at you, I do not see the mistakes of your past. I see the reflection of the future I planned for you from eternity.